Once again for Rangers, number 1, Alfie Halliwell, 2, Adam Kerr, 3, Cameron Scott, 4, Jack Wiley, 5, Connor Campbell, 6, Grant Leach, 7, Lancelot Pollard, 8, Callum Adamson, 9, Christopher Eading.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Falkirk Stadium for this Under-16s Club Academy Scotland Cup final. It's a Glasgow derby, it's Rangers against Celtic, and I'm Andy Gray and I'm delighted to be joined by Stuart Glennie, the coach at the Scotland Under-16 side. Stuart, it should be a really good game. You looking forward to it?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the game. I get two really evenly matched teams here and the rain stayed off, so yeah, really looking forward to the match.
Well, kick-off is moments away here at the Falkirk Stadium, so let's quickly have a look at the team lineups for today's match. We believe Rangers are going to start with a 4-3-3 formation with Alfie Halliwell in goal, Aaron Kerr at right back, Jack Wiley and Connor Campbell, the two centre-halves, and Cameron Scott at left back. It's going to be a midfield three with Jack Leach sitting the deepest with Callum Adamson and Finlay Curtis alongside, and then the front three with Chris Eadie leading the line with Lancelot Pollard on the right and Josh Gentles, the Welshman, on the left. Meanwhile, for Celtic this afternoon, we have Marcus Gill in goals with Cole Crawford at right back, Kobe Donaldson and Ronan Ferns in midfield, Andrew Kyle at left back, Aidan Borland, Calvin Bennett and Robert Rankwell in midfield, Tom Pickford and Rhys Dargie either side of Essio Sassoul up front. So kick-off just moments away here at the Falkirk Stadium. Should be a really competitive match between these two Glasgow sides. 200 tickets given to either side ahead of this one. It should be a cracker here at the Falkirk Stadium, and it will be Rangers to get us underway. Chris Eadie gets us going, the man who of course helped Rangers on their way to this final. A goal in that 1-1 draw with Hearts before they won on penalties. Celtic themselves, the holders, having won 4-0 last time in this competition against Celtic. They secured a 5-2 win against Aberdeen on their way here. But an early throw in for Celtic as they start the game in possession. And Stuart, like you touched on briefly, it should be a really close game between two well-matched sides.
Yeah, very much so. You know, there's international players across both teams here, and I think what you'll soon see is that teams will look to play. Both teams look to play. You know, it's a very strong age group, I think, across the whole of Scotland. So I think these two teams have done very well to get to the final, and I think it's going to be an interesting matchup with both of them.
It looks like Celtic possibly getting an early corner, but it's gone for the goal kick in the end. But Celtic certainly pressing high up the park early, forcing a throw-in down by that right-hand corner flag, but in the end it's came to nothing, and Rangers will have the goal kick and a chance to clear their lines with Alfie Halliwell. But looks like they're going to be keen to play the ball short out from the back, and that's exactly what they choose to do, as the Rangers try to come down that far side, but Celtic win it back and have safe possession in the heart of defence. Back to Marcus Gill, the goalkeeper. Donovan. Inside it goes to Calvin Bennett. Now on to the left-hand side as Celtic make their way over halfway, but the pass just slightly overhit and goes out of play for a Rangers throw-in over on that far side. I
think we've seen already, you know, both teams already, when they take the ball, they're going to look to try and play. Obviously Celtic have looked to press very high early on there. The Rangers just a wee bit unlucky at getting out there, maybe just the final pass or the touch there didn't quite get them out, but you can see already both teams are going to get the ball down and play, which is great to see.
Good to see. It's a fine day here in Falkirk in November, so should be a good game with the weather not affecting things too much as Celtic try to come forward and Rangers just about clear their lines, and Celtic will have a throw in on this near side. But no doubt about it, both sides keen to play football early on. It's Cole Crawford with the throw in. Only finds Rangers colours. And now Rangers have the chance to build from the back. Ball forward cut out though, and Celtic win it back once again.
I think hopefully the game just starts to settle down as well. Although both have started to play, you know, it's a big occasion for the guys. You know, there's a decent crowd here, you know, in a great stadium. And you can see when they're warming up, etc. You know, obviously know quite a lot of the players. You know, there's a wee bit of nerves there, so I'm sure the game will settle down, and they'll go on to show what they can do.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a really good experience for these players, isn't it? Because they don't get much opportunity in cup competitions to play in big stadiums like this and big occasions. So it's a real chance to gain some experience for both these young players, isn't it?
That's what it's about. That's what these cups are for. You know, just to give them that opportunity of playing a competitive environment, which no doubt about it puts a little bit more pressure on you. So maybe when you're taking the ball under pressure, there is more pressure on you because you're maybe a wee bit worried about making a mistake. So it's just about putting them into those situations. And the clubs have tried to do that with going away and playing in tournaments. And every time you get a chance to go and play an international tournament or a tournament like this, it puts a bit more pressure on.
Oh, that's a poor pass, and now a chance here for Rangers to take the lead, and it's an absolutely fantastic finish from Josh Gentles, the Welshman who got his first international goal in the Victory Shield just a few weeks ago, and Rangers take the early lead here in this final. A fine finish from Josh Gentles, looping it over the goalkeeper. It wasn't the greatest pass out from Marcus Gill, and it was punished by Rangers.
Yeah, it's possible it was talked about before. They're trying to play out, and sometimes there will be mistakes. So they learn from that. But I tell you what a finish from Josh. At times I was thinking there, could he drive forward and give himself? But I tell you what, he's kind of obviously tried to lob the goalkeeper, but he's a bit of pace on that as well. So it's an absolutely brilliant finish. Unfortunate for Marcus in the goal there, but you know what? They'll keep taking the ball. They're not worried about those mistakes, and they'll keep doing that. But what a finish! Great finish.
Excellent finish, and it's Rangers who hit the front early on here. And Celtic with it all to do, but a wonderful finish from Josh Gentles, looping it over the goalkeeper into the corner, and Rangers have that early lead. Wiley coming forward. His ball's going to be cut out. It was looking for Ide. So look to help it on. Headed forward by Crawford.
It's obviously a great finish, but again, it's the teams that want to go high and press the ball, so they've got players high up the pitch, so if there is a mistake, they're able to go and take advantage of it. So, credit to Rangers for playing high, but again, credit to Celtic, they'll just continue to keep playing. Yeah,
and of course, it was only in the first minute we saw Rangers do something similar, didn't we? They tried to play it from the back, they ended up conceding possession and a throw in high up the park, but it's all a learning curve, and you want to encourage teams to play out from the back, don't you?
Yeah, very much so, and I know with
maybe a chance here for Celtic to get the ball into the box, but in the end it was well cleared in the end by Connor Campbell.
Yeah, it was
Stuart.
Good position from Connor there to defend that. Yeah, I think I know both clubs, I know both coaches well, and that's what they need to do. They'll encourage now the players, although there's been a mistake, they won't change in the way they play. They'll still encourage the guys to play, because it's the only way you can develop is to keep taking the ball. Don't find because you've made a mistake they're going to stop doing what they've been asked to do. They'll continue to do that.
Well, Rangers have a throw in line with the 18-yard line. Well, actually it's midway inside the Celtic half, which Aaron Kerr will take as they look to try and come forward and double their advantage. Kerr clips it infield, but it's going to only find a player in green and white. Now a chance maybe for Celtic to come forward down the right hand side. Inside looking for Sewell. It might still fall the way of Sewell, and now Sewell can make his way down the right hand side. He'll clip it into the danger area. Couldn't quite get it under the control there was Aidan Borland. But Celtic will come again. It's Crawford. And now the overlapping run coming in, but it's a good challenge from from Cameron Scott of Rangers, and it will be a Celtic corner.
Yeah, it's a good response from Celtic. They were just unlucky that one before when Sousa Sewell in the wide area. I think Borland was possibly looking at just for in front of him, so it's slightly behind him. But again, a forward pass and he's making a forward run, so really positive.
It's going to be Dargy to take the corner kick for Celtic. Into the danger area, it comes from Dargy. It's a good ball in. There's the connection at the far post, and it's going to deflect just wide and out for another corner kick for Celtic. It looked like it was going to nestle in that far corner for a moment, but in the end it didn't quite find the back of the net. I think it might have been Borland on the edge of the box that connected with it, and Celtic will have another opportunity.
Yeah, it looked like just a wee deflection there. Just took it past the post.
And again from Dargy, it's another dangerous ball into the box. The header coming in, but just couldn't quite get over the ball there. And it goes out for a Rangers goal kick, but Celtic responding well, Stuart.
Yeah, no, really well. Positive again there. Then we've got players, have got midfielders there that'll look to get beyond the strikers. Sousa up top, will cause problems. He likes to run into the channels, get down the side of the centre backs. you get likes of Borland and Rackwell there, who are forward-thinking players that like to get forward. So they'll get opportunities with those guys making those forward runs.
Rangers again looking to play it from the back, but again Celtic with that high press, able to win the possession and territory back midway inside the Rangers half. Just rushing Rangers into playing that ball. Crawford throws it down this right-hand touchline. It comes off the head of Pickford, and Celtic just about keep it alive, and Sewell might be there, but no, the referee and linesman agreed that the ball had just strayed out for a Rangers goal kick.
Yeah, no, like you say, it's been very positive from Celtic in the response. You can see here again, they're going to press high. The Rangers are now just trying to come up with those solutions that's going to allow them to play out. You know, I think when they press that high, it's now just about limiting the touches in there, and they've done well to almost get out there. Obviously just a touch to their Jack, but he gets away with it. But yeah, I think in that area there, they just got to try and limit the touches when you're playing out. And
maybe Celtic can get in behind here. That looked like there might have been a slight pull. The referee says no, there was a few claims from the Celtic forward racing through.
It looked like it maybe was a wee pull him just outside the box, wasn't there? I don't know if it's because he kept his run going that he maybe didn't pull him back for it.
The Celtic have possession once again. That looks a little bit loose, but the defender does well to get in. This is now Crawford on the right hand side. Goes further wide to Pickford. Tries to return it inside. Now Sewell on the edge of the 6-yard box. There's Pickford getting the shot away, but in the end it is blocked and cleared away by Rangers. Edie tries to bring it in, but it will now maybe find Rangers with a chance to break, and almost breaking through there was Pollard with the pace in behind, but couldn't quite get away. Now Celtic.
Yeah, I think Celtic obviously being positive, but I can see Lancelot Pollard just kind of sit in that area, kind of trying to get in between the sort of, you know, their deep line midfielder Bennett and then in their back four. So it looks like on the break, you know, he could be a bit of a threat there as well.
There's going to be a Rangers free kick here, which again is taken short. Rangers now trying to make their way down that right hand side. Inside it goes to Adamson. Celtic have it back. Again, plenty of no intention to go long, and Celtic continue to play the short passing, and they get it out towards the left hand side. Ball down into the left channel. Maybe an opportunity to cross. It's blocked and then cleared downfield by Curtis. Finds Edie. Tries to play the ball down the line, but there's no one there in a blue jersey, and Celtic have it back once more. But I think it's fair to say that Celtic have responded very well to that goal and have the bulk of possession in territory as they try to come forward again. This one's going to reach Pickford on this right hand side. Into Sewell. Now Pickford. Maybe a bit of the chance now to get the shot away. Into the danger area it goes again. It's blocked. Out to the edge of the box to Calvin Bennett, who goes for goal! And it's a fraction over the crossbar, and that was a really good effort, Stuart.
No, really, really good effort. I think Celtic get a good bit of success, you know, like Sosa Sewell is kind of trying to take care of the two centre-backs, and you're getting Borland running down the side of the centre-backs. Obviously Pickford's given the width, which is maybe pulling Cammy Scott out, so they're getting a good bit of success. They're getting Borland just inside this channel here, so but no, great effort again. I think Rangers were doing well before. A couple of times the balls went up to Edie, and he's held it in well. He just maybe needs that wee bit of support to allow them to just maybe get a wee bit more safe possession of the ball.
Leach plays that one across to Wiley, and the ball just a little bit overhit, but Rangers will still have it with Pollard. Now picked up by Adamson. Now a chance to go down the right hand side. Back it inside, it goes to Adamson, who continued his run. Adamson down the right hand side, looking for options in the centre. He's going all the way. What a run from Adamson. Goes down looking for a foul, but in the end nothing doing, but a fine positive run there from Adamson, making things happen.
No, very much so. Again, you know, Callum's recently been injured. He's one of the guys who threw in the performance school with the SFA. You know, again, he always looks to play a forward pass, looks to go and make a forward run, breaking it in the box, you know, done really well.
And in the end, Rangers will get the corner kick as Edie wins out in that particular battle. I think it was with Crawford. And it will be a corner kick for Rangers. They currently lead by 1-0. After that goal from Gentles, into the box it comes again. And cleared away by Celtic, but only towards the edge of the box where Rangers can pick up once more, but the ball forward wasn't quite finding a player in blue. And now the hoops can come forward down this near side. Sewell for Celtic. makes his way inside. He's surrounded by Rangers bodies. In the end, concedes possession.
Yeah, I just think maybe he just caught in two minds whether he wanted to turn and go or he was trying to link the play.
Gentles trying to find a ball through to Edie. It was the right idea, but just a little bit too much on it.
Yeah, maybe just one of those that kind of just needs to be rolled, rolled down the side as opposed to a bit of pace on it. It was great movement from Chris to try and get in behind.
And here's the goal scorer, Gentles, once again, makes his way into the box, and it's a good sliding challenge from the Celtic defender, Kobe Donovan, to prevent Gentles going any further.
He did well there, because I thought he'd maybe went down the ground too early, and I thought he's maybe going to get a touch and get away from him, but he did well to recover.
He did well, as it's now Rangers with a period of pressure after that Celtic response to going behind.
Just notice the corner, Celtic obviously take every way back to try and defend.
To the box it goes, keeper comes and does well to get a good hand to it. But it will be Chris Eadie that will get there first for Rangers on that right hand side. Eadie makes his way to the byline, a bit of a heavy touch, and in the end it goes out of play for a Celtic goal kick. But all in all, a very exciting and entertaining start to the match, Stuart.
No, it's very good. I think Rangers kind of came through that wee spell there that Celtic had as well. A bit of territory and a bit of possession of the ball. Big Chris Eadie's just unlucky there. I think he's lifted his head to maybe try and pick somebody out in a cross, and then he's maybe just lost the ball at his feet there.
The ball played forward into this right hand channel, and Sewell comes across just to put a little bit of pressure on the Rangers back line and doesn't allow them to get out easily. And it will be a Rangers throw in midway inside the Celtic half.
It's great because you can see the organisation of the teams, even defensively, with defending throw-ins and quartering the pitch, and then, and even corner kicks. You can see the setups. You can see how hard the guys have worked on with regard to shape.
Oh, that's a bit of a loose pass, and maybe a chance now for Celtic to come forward with Borland, and it's into the side netting, and the Celtic fans to our right hand side thought that was in, but it wasn't to be, just into the side netting. A decent effort though.
I think it was Dargy.
Dargy, sorry.
Yeah, no, it's really good strike. Again, maybe just playing out the ball from the back, but again, the high positions from the Celtic players, maybe puts a wee bit of pressure on the ball.
It will be a corner kick, so it must have taken a nick in the way through, and Celtic now have this corner kick and an opportunity to get back onto level terms. Into the danger area the cross comes, headed away well, not quite away just yet for Rangers, but they're battling in hard, and looks like it will be a Celtic throw in on this near side. Cole Crawford to take. Captain Calvin Bennett providing an option. He came close a few minutes ago with an effort over the crossbar. Gentles the goal scorer. Now down this left hand side, busting forward go Rangers. It's cut out well though by the Celtic defender Kobe Donovan.
Again, good recovery from Celtic. The attitude of the players to get themselves back in and get into shape to defend it. Again, Rangers there under pressure, trying to play out to get themselves forward.
Scott takes the throw. Pickford hassling and harrowing that Rangers defence, and again Celtic's high press wins the ball back. Borland into Sewell. It's good defending, strong defending from Connor Campbell to ensure that Sewell doesn't go any further.
Yeah, very good defending. Probably something that the Rangers team have looked at. Sousa there, he's obviously a year older from this age group, but he's got a bit of pace on him and look to get down the sides, and sometimes you just need to get the body across and don't allow him to take advantage of that pace. So very good defending.
Very good defending indeed. As Tom Pickford comes forward now, takes the shot, deflects off a Rangers player. It's now Isioza Sewell. His shot is also deflected. Will it come to Pollard for Rangers? No. And Celtic have it back once again. It's a lovely ball out to the right hand side for Crawford. Crawford tries to get the ball into the box. It's deflected though off a Rangers man, and Rangers do have it back. Gentles plays the ball infield looking for Pollard, who brings it down well. Surrounded by two Celtic bodies, and in the end does well to draw the foul, and that will help get Rangers up the pitch.
No, definitely. It's probably a difficult ball for him to take. It's bouncing, but he's actually managed to get a good touch and look to play. Lancelot's one of those players that once they got on the half turn and looked to play forward, he's not really had much opportunity to do that yet. I think maybe Bennett's trying to take care of him in that wee whole position that he's sitting in.
Free kick comes to nothing for Rangers. Celtic have it back, but Pollard in there, putting a lot of pressure on that Celtic back line, and Celtic will now be rushed to clear it. did come off a Rangers man, but it will still continue the attack for Celtic. Borland down this right hand side, taking on Campbell. But in the end, he just runs it a little bit too far, and out of play it goes for a Rangers goal kick. But Stuart, you mentioned moments ago about Izzy Osasul being one of the older players. There are a few older players in this cup final. Could you just tell us what the thinking behind that is?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those, at the end of the day, you know, the Club Academy Scotland's there for us to help, you know, produce players, you know, and develop players. And sometimes there's some players, you know, that maybe, you know, these guys would go from there to under-18s, and maybe, I mean, physically, maybe right now they can't compete under-18s, or, you know, they're maybe just struggling to get a game.
Celtic just trying to come forward, but didn't quite happen. But
yeah, so they're maybe not getting games at 18. So there's a rule there across Club Academy Scotland that maybe allows, you know, a couple of overage players to play down a level, because ultimately it's about players playing games. They need to play games to develop. So that's why that rule's there. You know, and a number of clubs will use that across Scotland. Just an opportunity to get guys games and allow them to play.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure we all agree that there's nothing more important than allowing young players to flourish and get the chance to play football.
It's very much about opportunity. You know, you can have players across your academy and, you know, international players, but, you know, as the year groups go on, you go from 14s, 15s, 16s. It's then when you start going into 18s and reserve and first team football. You know, it's that opportunity that you need to allow you to play. You know, you need to be able to play games.
Borland for Celtic. Out to the right hand side it goes to Pickford, who's been pretty lively so far for Celtic. The Rangers defence stands strong, and Cammy Kerr wins the ball back. Strong defending and draws the foul.
I think it's just that one again, you know, Borland just coming inside the channel, you know, just Pickford's keeping the width, and Borland's getting a lot of success just sort of playing in between, coming sort of from an inside movement into outside, you know, in the wide area to get on the ball.
The Rangers come down the right hand side with Aaron Kerr. Celtic just about win it back though, and they have possession once more.
I think it's just this opportunity now when Celtic have the ball and they're playing.
Just a little bit short, but Gill just about gets to that one, and Rangers have it back. Both teams keen to press each other high up the park, and now Chris Eadie has it. Eadie makes his way towards the left hand side, needs support. Support does arrive now from Scott. Scott forced backwards, and the pass is loose, and now a chance maybe for Sewell to come away with it, but it's strong defending, excellent defending from Grant Leach in midfield, who's not the tallest, but he did brilliantly there against Sewell.
No, Grant reads the game very well, you know, very well. I think that's just touching upon before there. I think Celtic were playing here at times. I think they're looking up to play forward, and sometimes I suppose are very much isolated. You know, so it's almost those wide ones at times when Celtic win the ball. Somebody getting forward a bit quicker to try and give a wee bit of support to Sousa. So if they get the ball into him, a couple of times it's been played into him, but you know, like they said there, Grant's recovered back in. I think the defenders are going tight, so just getting people forward quicker to support him.
Souls header into the path of the captain, Calvin Bennett, who plays a lovely ball out towards the left hand side. Maybe a chance for Celtic to come forward down that left hand side now. Cutting inside and carrying his run, and that looked like a trip there, and it was a trip from Aaron Kerr, bringing the man down.
Yeah, good positive play, you know, coming right. You know, I think Dargy likes to come inside. You know, he's a good finisher. Likes to come in off the side if he plays on the wings. He likes to come in inside the park and get efforts and goal.
It will now be a free kick to Celtic in a very dangerous area. As Osasul is over it. There's one other over it. Can't quite see from this distance.
I think it's Borland that's there.
Borland as well.
I've seen Borland score a couple from this type of areas. He's good in the ball. Just whether if Sousa being the older one will take over on this occasion. We'll see if Borland allows him.
Well, Borland or Isoza Sewell. Let's see. It looks like it's going to be Sewell. Sewell takes it low and hard. Keeper makes the save, and the rebound bounces towards a Rangers player, but the danger's still not away. Celtic still have it. But in the end, the cross is deflected, and now Pollard can come away for Rangers. He's got an overlapping run down this left-hand side, but Pollard continues on his way. But in the end, it will just about reach the Celtic player.
Oh. Don't think Mark has quite seen the guy coming on his blind side there when he's pressing it.
Rangers have it once again in midfield. Maybe a chance to come forward through the middle. It goes towards Edie, and that was an interesting challenge there. That was. We'll see what the referee decides to do, and he decides to bring out the yellow card there.
Yeah, I just think the distance got a bit bigger there, and it obviously allowed a wee bit more open play. So a good run from Chris, but yeah, maybe the defender just getting caught, maybe just on the wrong side there. I don't think he's trying to foul him. I think he's just realised himself he's got caught on the wrong side, and Chris has got across the front of him.
Yeah, and the referee brings out the yellow card, the first one of the game.
I'm just glad it wasn't a bit higher up the pitch, and maybe had the referee, something else to think about there. So I'm glad that it's not affected that. Yeah,
which is, of course, we don't want to see red cards. That's the last thing we want to see. But only a yellow, and as you say, it wasn't intentional. It wasn't cynical play. Just as you say, got caught the wrong side.
Yeah, just good movement. Like I say, it's just something that it's something's difficult. But as soon as you lose the ball, you've maybe got to get yourself 5 yards in the park just to stop that one.
Well, Rangers now have a free kick. We've seen one from Izzy Ozil moments ago. It's now Finlay Curtis for Rangers that has the opportunity with a free kick. Just a little bit further out, this one, but certainly still within striking distance. Curtis takes it for Rangers. It's a beautiful effort, and it's only just past the post. He had some serious whip on that, didn't he?
Great effort. You could actually see how close it was from here. I was more looking at Marcus Gill on the goal, and I think the way he was looking, I think he thought that was in.
So it
must have been very close. I couldn't actually see from this angle how close it was, but great effort.
Fantastic effort. Plenty of pace and whip on the ball, just not enough to curl it into that far corner and double Rangers lead.
Again, there's that ball up to Souza. Just looking maybe as we're going to do that, we need to get maybe the wide players come in, or the attacking midfielders get closer.
And Edie might get on to the end of this one, but out comes Marcus Gill and smothers the ball at the feet of Edie. But it was a intelligent ball forward from Adamson again.
I thought he was almost in there, but I think Donovan does well. I think he just runs across Chris and kind of just blocks his path, because I think he was getting into a bit of pace there that maybe he could have got on the end of that.
Donovan doing just enough, allowing Gill to get there in the end. This is Borland for Celtic. Crawford into Bennett, but it's been cut out by Rangers, and they can come forward again. And now Edie's in behind the Celtic defence. He split the two centre halves. Edie's in behind for Rangers, and Gill does brilliantly to come out and smother the ball at the feet of the striker again.
Yeah, it's almost like a couple of chances almost had, that movements this last couple of times where the game's been a wee bit open. The two centre backs are split, and Edie's making that run in between. I thought he made a chance just to get a shot away, just as the goalkeeper come out. He obviously tried to knock it by him, but I think he maybe had a wee chance to get there. But again, great movement, because as soon as they win it, he's looking to go make that forward runs and go in between the centre backs.
Yep. Yeah, I'll be disappointed he didn't quite get the shot away, Chris Edie, but he's certainly been a thorn on the Celtic back line this far. But it will be a Celtic free kick over on that far side.
I don't know, it just looked like maybe the game in the last 5 minutes has went quite stretched. I think defensively both teams have done well, and the distance from back to front's been quite tight, but I think it's maybe just starting to open up a wee bit, just in the middle of the park, a wee bit more time with people starting to get an opportunity to make a few forward passes, in between the back fours.
Adamson for Rangers. Schule comes across and commits the foul, and Rangers will have the free kick. Adamson keen to take it quickly, and it's decided to play it short. And in the end, Rangers have been robbed of possession, and now Celtic have a chance to come forward. Looking for Schule, but it's just a little bit behind him, but he still will get there. Schule, he's got options on the edge of the box, surrounded by two Rangers bodies, and in the end it's good defending from Kerr to win it back. Kerr, again trying to play that ball in behind towards Josh Gentles, but it was well cut out. Adamson picks up though for Rangers on halfway. Kerr. And back it will go, and Rangers will build again with Jack Wiley.
Yeah, it's been a wee bit frantic the game in the last wee bit, so just a chance to get some safe possession. I think Borland was, I see what he was trying to do there. He maybe had an opportunity, he didn't realise how much time he could have had. He could have maybe drove forward a bit, and the game might have opened up a wee bit more.
Pollard, another great run from Pollard. In the end, this one was cut out, but he certainly seems like a bright spark that really wants to entertain and go past players. He's got so much confidence.
Yeah, I think, as I said earlier on, I think he's one of those players who wants to go in half turn and drive forward. I think you've seen a couple of times now when the game's opened up a little bit. If he does get on the turn, he's got a real injection of pace. That first 5 yards where he really opens up and goes.
And here come Rangers again into the final third, but it's well cut out by Celtic. Given straight back though, Pollard, and now maybe a chance for Curtis. That's cut out well by the captain Calvin Bennett, and out it will go for a Rangers throw in.
Yeah, I think we've seen Lancelot, just starting to get in the game a wee bit more. Like I say, I think there's a wee bit more space in the middle of the park there as the game starts to open up a little bit. And if he gets on the turn, he will look to go and create.
Well, we are throw-in then for Rangers. Cameron Scott on this near side, midway inside the Celtic half. Edie comes looking and collects. Pollard gets his feet to the ball and brings it under control and makes his way down that left-hand side. Crawford with the sliding challenge, does well. Celtic clear it downfield. But Rangers win it back again. This is Adamson. He might fancy a goal from distance here, and he does go for goal. And it flashes just a foot or so wide of the goalkeeper's right-hand post.
Yeah, I think as soon as he got it, I think he was thinking, getting a shot and goal here, and then he realised he had a bit more time, and he was able to drive forward and try and get a strike away. So really good technique, Callum. He'll be disappointed not hit the target, but yeah, really positive.
Positive stuff. It's been a really entertaining game so far, it has to be said. Chances at both ends. Rangers with the lead after that fine finish from Josh Gentles, but here they come again. Pollard down this left-hand side, who, as you touched on moments ago, Stuart, is getting more and more involved as the game goes on. But in the end, Celtic win out on this occasion and have the ball back. Down the right-hand side, looking for Izzy Sul, and there was a push there on the back of Connor Campbell.
Yeah, I think, like I say, we see the game getting stretched there. Both teams, when they win the possession of the ball back, they're almost driving onto the back four now. I think something Celtic, have looked to that early one a couple of times with Sousa, and he's maybe not got much support there. But yeah, it's certainly opening up, and it's I think it's just now when they get possession of the ball and they're driving onto the back four, it's just getting that bit of quality with that final pass now.
Leach for Rangers, looking for an option. He's going to get it back once again as Rangers look to play their way out, and they've done very well to do so under pressure from Celtic, and this could be a wonderful move if they can complete it. A lovely chance for Rangers down this right hand side to get the ball in. It might still fall away of Edie. It will. Edie knocks it back, and Adamson tucks it away for 2-0 Rangers. What a brilliant flowing attacking move from back to front it was, and Adamson applies the finishing touches, laid off to him by Chris Edie, and Rangers have a 2-0 lead, Stuart.
Excellent finish. Yeah, I tell you, it's a movement from Gentles that comes in off the line. Really doesn't just come in off the line, he drops really in deep to get on the ball. That allows the fullback, really to get on, really on high. Harinker to really get on. I was looking at it and thinking they haven't got enough bodies into the box here. Obviously there's a wee mistake in the box, unfortunately, for Big Ronan. And then they get Big Edie lays it back to Adamson, and it's a great finish into the corner. But yeah, just that coming in off the line, and the fullback's really been positive to go and support the play.
Yeah, it was an excellent ball out to Aaron Kerr to open up that space to drive down that right hand side, and as you say, an unfortunate mistake from Ferns, but it was quickly punished by Rangers, and they now have a 2-0 lead here in this Club Academy Scotland Under-16 Cup final here at the Falkirk Stadium.
I think, like you say, both teams have had possession of the ball, and you'd probably just say at this moment in time, it's that opportunities that Rangers have had getting the final third. It's just been that, they maybe just had that wee bit of quality with that final pass, and the two finishes have been great, obviously, but just some of the movement and the being a wee bit more direct in that final third has paid off for them.
Here come Rangers again down that far side. It's Gentles again. He's going to get his way into the box, and they might have a chance to add a third here. It's a great opportunity for Edie, but his shot is just over the crossbar. It was a difficult one to direct goalwards. In the end, he did well, but just over.
Yeah, I think Aaron Kerr and Gentles down that side are linking really well. One's going inside and one's going down the line. Sometimes Aaron's coming inside as well. I think Josh just took an extra touch there because I don't think he thought there was movement, and then to be fair to Big Chris, he's kind of just dropped back in to get a wee cut back, and he's unlucky, but it was good movement.
Maybe a chance for Celtic to come forward. It's Osa Sul trying to get on to the end of that one, but it will now come for Pickford, and now maybe a chance for Borland to get the shot away. Into the box it goes, looking for Sul, but I think it came off a Rangers body last, and out for a Celtic corner as they look to hit back and try and half the deficit.
Yeah, really positive. And again, there's that wee run from Borland just down the side. It's actually a good late run from Sousa to try and get across the front. I think was it Big Jack Wiley that's kind of defended that near the end there. So he's done well to kind of just block that, because Sousa, it was a good run to try and get across him.
It will be a Celtic corner kick as they look to try and get themselves back into this contest. Played around half an hour here at the Falkirk Stadium. It's 2-0 to Rangers. Into the box it comes. battling away at the far post, and I think it will be another corner kick. I think it came off Connor Campbell last.
I think there's a couple of times now the corners at Celtic had. I don't know if they're maybe trying to isolate Big Ronan Ferns at the back post area. You know, there's a couple of deeper crosses that have came, maybe trying to get them there, but Rangers have defended it well at the back post.
It will be another corner kick. Coming into the danger area, it is towards Ferns at that back post again. I think the header in the end though came in from, I think it was Colby Donovan, but he couldn't quite direct it goalwards.
Yeah, it looked like he maybe made a wee run forward and then just checked back, but again, yeah, it's just that back post area. They've maybe looked at something and thought it's an area they could maybe exploit with Rangers.
Again, look how high that press is from Celtic, and they win it back, and they may have an opportunity to get the ball into the box. It's Crawford. A little bit of overhit on this occasion, but the attack might still be alive for them. It will be. It's collected over on that far side. Now a chance for Bennett. Bennett into Borland. And Rangers will have it back now, and a chance again to try and split the defenders towards Edie again. Gentle's playing the ball, and again Edie trying to split those two centre halves, but didn't quite work out this time.
No, I tell you, I'm watching there just as the kind of Rangers win the ball back. He's always trying to play in between people. You know, he's not playing on, you know, it's a good one for younger players watching. You know, it's a case of there, he's not playing on centre backs, he's trying to get in between them and anticipating, you know, so, you know, it's probably the two centre backs, Donovan and Ferns, are just anticipating them and lose the ball, that maybe somebody's going to have to go tighter.
Yep, Edie certainly causing plenty of problems for that Celtic back line. Celtic look to clear the lines here and play down that left-hand side towards Izio Zasul. But in the end, Rangers will have it back, and a chance for them now to build from the back once more. Scott. It's a lovely turn there from Connor Campbell to get away and relieve the pressure on that back line.
That's a really great touch from Connor, you know, just as you think maybe Celtic getting a wee bit of press on there, he's able to get his touch and then give him a bit more time on the ball.
Gentles dances past one Celtic player, and he's still coming forward, full of confidence after that early goal. He's going to go for goal, and Marcus Gale gets down well to gather that one. Was it too much of a trouble for him? But Gentle's certainly full of confidence after that early goal, isn't he?
No, it's positive. He's he is a good finisher as well. He scores a lot of goals. You know, he likes the coming off the line, but equally can go and play as a striker as well. So no, he's a player that's positive. He's got really quick feet as well.
Nice tidy play from Celtic on this near side. Now a chance for Tom Pickford to come forward. Pickford inside, he goes to Borland, who does well to get away from his opposite number. Now Celtic trying to make their way down the far side. Dargay plays it out to the far side, and the ball comes into the box. Couldn't quite find a body in green and white, and it will go out for a Celtic throw-in.
Yeah, I think that was Andrew Kyle there. It was getting down in the wide area. He's kind of when we overlap there to get, you know, go and support the player, which is good. He obviously made a late run to go and do that. It's just that final ball to maybe get a wee bit of success there.
Throw in taken short as Celtic look to try and half the deficit before half time. Comes to nothing, and Rangers have it back, and there will be a free kick here. I think maybe Curtis had been pulled back or fouled.
Again, it's just been really good, you know, even Rangers still looking to play out there, you know, they've obviously went 2 goals up in this game, but, you know, Celtic are still looking to press high, and as we're touching upon before, the Club Academy Scotland, it's about, you know, Club Academy Scotland's there to allow players to go and play games, because we want people to go and play international football. You know, that's what it's about. It's about developing players. Players are going to develop if they get put under pressure. If they get put under pressure and they have to then do like Connor Campbell did before. Here
comes Pollard again through the middle. He finds Edie. Edie's in behind. The flag has gone up. It's a brilliant finish from Chris Edie, but the flag has gone up. He'd maybe just gone a little bit too early, but again trying to split that Celtic defence. Good ball from Pollard, but Edie just offside.
Yeah, I think it was. Obviously we couldn't quite see the replay there, but yeah, he was just offside. But again, good movement. I think maybe the 2 centre backs maybe do quite well. I don't know if they've by default or whatever, but they've actually held the line quite well there. But he's unlucky with Ron, just a little bit too early, but doesn't half finish it well again.
Ferns plays it out to the left hand side, and that one's just going to be a touch over hit and out for a Rangers goal kick.
I think it's just important to Celtic, you know, they've been playing well, and it's just maybe Rangers just that they've shown that little bit of quality in the final third, and I think it's Celtic just being patient again. You know, at times they've passed the ball well, and just not now forcing it when they get in that final third, because they've all got opportunities. Like I say, they're very much in the game. They probably maybe say they had the best part of the game, and that when Rangers go 1-0 up. So I think it's just being patient, keep looking to play, and they will get opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely. No need to panic at this stage. They've had plenty of the game, plenty of the ball as Rangers try to come forward again. It's Adamson who scored the second, bursting forward. It's a good sliding challenge from Borland, and Celtic have it back. As they try to carefully make some nice passes as Celtic can retain possession, and there's proof that there's no sign of any panic. They're keeping possession. Pickford, and there will be a free kick brought back for the challenge moments ago on Crawford.
Yeah, it's a good passage of play again. You know, like I've just touched upon there, I think players become better players when you're put under pressure on the ball. They were certainly there, and they didn't panic, they moved the ball about. It's just now when they get in that final third, let's get that bit of quality. I'm going to be a wee bit more positive. But yeah, you can see him taking care of the ball, which is good.
Rackwell has it for Celtic, clips it over the top. It's a beautiful ball into the path, I think, of Borland, but he won't quite get onto the end of that one. But it was the right idea.
It was a great wee reverse pass. Again, there's Borland. He's actually made a run into the left-hand channel there. He's making a lot of those runs just down the side of the centre-back. So, unlucky. Good reverse pass.
But I'm sure Rangers, they'll just look to try and see this one out to half-time and hold on to that 2-0 advantage they have, and that strong foothold to go into the second half with. Celtic looking to get that goal before half-time to half the deficit.
I think it's there again, you know, the Celtic got a high press, but Rangers have identified sometimes to go and miss out that press and maybe go and drop it in a striker or drop it into one of their attacking midfielders that look to try and hold the ball in. So, you know, it's something's just changing things up a little bit. Yeah, they're still playing, and it's a good it's a longer pass, but it's a good pass into a striker.
Clip ball forward, the flag's going to go up here against the Celtic player.
Yeah, just a little bit too early maybe with the movement there, just looking to go in behind. We've played just under 40 minutes here at the Falkirk Stadium, and it is, if you've just joined us, Celtic 0, Rangers 2 in this contest. Josh Gentle's opening the scoring with a wonderful finish over Marcus Gill for the opening goal, and then Chris Eady teeing up Adamson for a fine finish for a second. But here comes Rangers looking for a third now, and they have the third goal. Cameron Scott tucks this one away, and Rangers are running away with the Club Academy Scotland Cup final here. It's 3-0, and a fine finish from Cameron Scott as he bursts forward into the box and has a third. My eyes were on Jack Wiley there as he's throw forward the ball. I thought he'd maybe taken an extra touch, but he's drove forward, so and then all of a sudden the left back appears out of nowhere making a run in behind the centre back. So good from Jack Wiley to drive out, but what a ball down the side, and then a great run from Cameron Scott. Sometimes, you know, you might think managers might be thinking, God, we're 2-0 up not long before half time, then you've got your left back making an overlapping run in behind the centre backs. But what a run, and I tell you what a finish, you know, from a left back, absolutely fantastic. It's
something we see a lot more of now in the modern game, isn't it? The full backs marauding forward. Is that something that you see the coaches, you know, is that something that the youngsters get taught so much nowadays? It's not only about defending, it's about what you can do going forward.
Oh yeah, you know, first and foremost defenders, you want people that are going to defend and stop conceding goals, definitely. But, you know, if we're going to compete with the top nations, which is why we're here, this is what these games are about, and we play international football, that's what it's about. We want to go and compete with the top nations. And yeah, and it's about players going forward, players expressing themselves, but having that flexibility allows them to go and do that. If they go forward, if a fullback goes forward, you know, someone else drops in and maybe gives them a bit of cover. But yeah, no, really positive play from Cameron.
And Rangers now have that 3-goal advantage in this first half. But they've been clinical. They've been clinical going forward, finishing the chances well. But I mean, Celtic will be, they'll feel hard done by, because they're 3-0 down, but they've more than competed in the game. They've been, you know, very competitive, at times stronger.
Yeah, no, I think so. You know, and I think just that passes of play, maybe sometimes their passes of play maybe haven't come to too much. And again, there, if you think from a Rangers point of view, you know, really direct positive play there, and I mean in direct, it's Jack Wiley stepping in, it's one pass in behind the centre backs, and it's, you know, it's a great forward run.
Be a chance for Celtic to come forward now. It's going to maybe reach Sewell. It'll be difficult for him to catch that one as Wiley marshals him. And it will go all the way out for a Rangers goal kick.
Maybe that kind of sums up just the final third, but I think the build-up play from Celtic, very good. They're looking at build-up and play, maybe just trying to rush that final wee bit. There, maybe Sousa's on the run there, and maybe Robert can just maybe delay the pass a wee bit.
Celtic, of course, the holders of this competition. They're going to have to go some as we have a yellow card for the goal scorer Cameron Scott.
I think he maybe just kicked the ball away there, and it was a free kick, I think.
And it will be a free kick to Celtic in a dangerous area. We've got Robert Rackwell over it. I think Dargie's over it as well. Plenty of options in the box for Celtic. They really need a goal to get back into this cup final. Looks like it's going to be Rackwell with the out-swinging cross. Or is it going to be the in-swinger? It's going to be the in-swinger. It's going to go for goal! Oh, what a finish! What a fantastic strike that is! Into the top corner, catching the goalkeeper out. Rhys Dargie, what a goal for Celtic, and it's 3-1 in this cup final. What a cup final it's been. I tell you what, the seniors might be stopping for the World Cup, but the youngsters are putting on a show here.
No, great. It's another great goal. Obviously, I think maybe just at the last minute, maybe the ball dips a wee bit with the flight of the ball, but no, it's a great finish. Initially, I thought he was maybe just going to whip it across, but he obviously went for it. Great technique. A good time for them to get a goal back. They go in with a bit of confidence when they go into half time. So, no, a good time to get a goal back for them.
Absolutely. I always say that 3-1's better than 2-0 because you've got a goal and you've got that confidence injected into your veins. But here come Rangers again, looking to hit back almost immediately. Adamson. There's the overlapping run on the right-hand side coming from Gentles, but it's well cut out. And Celtic can now race forward down that left-hand side, but Wiley will be there to come and cover. Adamson back to Wiley, who continues his run forward for Rangers. Well cut out, and Celtic have it back once more. And that is the half-time whistle, and what has been a very, very entertaining first half of this Club Academy Scotland Under-16 League Cup final. And it is Rangers that have the upper hand. They lead by 3-1 here against Celtic. What a really, really entertaining first half that was, Stuart.
No, really, really good. Like I say, Celtic might feel a wee bit harsh coming in 3-1 down, but it's been the quality of the finishes and the quality of movement from Rangers, to get the 3 goals. But Celtic getting a goal back from half time maybe gives them that opportunity, to go in with a wee bit of confidence at half time. But yeah, really good first half. Yeah,
really exciting first half. Let's talk about the goals first of all then. A bit of misfortune for Marcus Gill. His pass out from the back didn't quite go to plan, but it was well finished when it came to Josh Gentles. Keeper off his line, but still had a lot to do from around 20 yards out.
Yeah, you know what, I think, as I said before, we're asking for these guys to go and play out from the back, and there will be mistakes made, but Marcus is unlucky on that occasion. Rangers obviously looking to press high. Josh obviously knows he's going to maybe lob him, but I tell you what, he doesn't half lob with a bit of pace as well to get the goal.
Yeah, it was a really fine goal to set to set Rangers on their way. But let's talk about the second goal, and it all started out from the back. We spoke about how they can be punished and lose the ball and concede chances playing out from the back, but in the end Rangers played out from the back, made their way forward, a lovely switch of play out to the far side to Cameron Scott, and then into the box it came. Edie got control after a Celtic error, and it was tucked away brilliantly by Adamson.
Yeah, just that good support from Adamson to get into the box, Like I say, I think at times early on I didn't think the Rangers had enough players in the box, but obviously I think it's Gentles who was in the wide area that then obviously takes an extra touch. So, but yeah, I think it was a great finish from Callum getting into the box to get the finish.
And then Rangers found themselves 3-0 up. A shock for Celtic, a stun for Celtic, because they've been well in the game, as we've touched on. A fine finish from Cameron Scott, bursting through in behind the marauding fullback role.
Yeah, it was one of those, because Jack Wiley, I've seen Jack stepping out from the back, and I thought maybe he'd take an extra touch, but then he goes and drives and does really, really well. And like I say, I hadn't watched the run from Cameron Scott. It was just when I seen Jack looking to play the forward pass, and then I see the left back making a run down the back of the centre back. So great positive play, but honestly the finish was fantastic as well from Cameron.
Well, we are getting some of the highlights on our screen now from from the first half. I think this might be us getting the second goal now. It's good play. No, it's not quite the second goal. So let's have a look at this then. This is the second goal with that move down the right hand side.
Yeah, I think they got a bit of success getting down that side. Ronan obviously doesn't quite get the touch he'd want to clear there, but we're getting a bit of success down that right hand side. You know, Gentles will be coming off the line and Aaron Kerr going and supporting down that side. So I think it's Aaron there that gets it. At this point I didn't think there was a lot of bodies in the box. But yeah, obviously big Chris does well, and it's a good finish from Callum, you know, coming and supporting from deep. Great finish. And
that was what put them 2-0 in front. There's this Rangers chance for Chris Eady. Couldn't quite direct that one goalwards.
Yeah, and again, similar sort of play. You know, it's getting that kind of overlap in that wide area. It's Josh Gentles there. It's got that, and it's a great lot of movement from Chris at the last second just to drop back in and get that movement. It's a good movement from the striker.
And there's the third goal we spoke about. That great run from Scott and fine finish.
Yeah, it was. You know, it's like I say, you want to build up and play, but at times there, you know, Jack's stepped in and it's almost one pass. You know, beat the two centre backs, and a great run from Cameron. And he doesn't give the goalie a chance to get set. He just takes it first time, slots it away.
And that had Rangers 3-0 in front. Then Celtic almost surprised to be 3-0 down. They've been well in the game, but this was a fantastic way to reply before half time.
Yeah, and what a finish. I think maybe the goalkeeper maybe takes a wee step to the left. He's maybe anticipating that cross to the front post area, but it's a great finish. You know, the left foot, I think there's a wee bit of dip at the end there, but it gives them a wee bit of hope going in at half time, because like you say, it may be a wee bit harsh to be 3-1 down. Just that wee bit of quality in the final third, it's probably put Rangers ahead, but you know, I'm sure Celtic will come out now and thinking, right, we're back in the game. Yeah,
so fine finish from Rhys Starkey then to get Celtic back in the game. But it is Rangers 3, Celtic 1 at half time. But we did catch up with Calvin Ramsey during the week. Let's see what he had to say.
Calvin, congratulations on your first call-up. How did you find out? Did you get a call from someone? Was that a social media one? How did you find out?
Thank you. It was actually social media on Twitter. So it was the day where we was playing Derby, and obviously I was starting, and then I was on Instagram, Twitter and that in the morning before the game, and I seen it on Scotland's Twitter and I was delighted. Phoned my mum, my dad and that, let them know that I was in the squad for the first time, and they were over the moon for me.
Yeah, what a day you had, your first start for Liverpool on the day you're called up to the senior Scotland squad for the first time. Was it hard to concentrate that day, or did you just put it to the back of your mind, enjoy it later on, or what was your thought process?
I had to put it to the back of my mind. Obviously I was delighted and happy that I'd got my first call up, but the main thing at that point was starting for Liverpool in the League Cup, and it was a good moment. Obviously played well in that, so no, it was good.
But you've been involved for Scotland through the age groups from 16s right up to 21s, and now this, it must have come as a massive boost.
Yeah, definitely. First age group was 16s, I think, like you said, and it's been a great experience all the way through, playing with top players, the best players in the country in that. So to get the call up for the first team squad, it's a dream come true, and I think it's what everyone aims to get to when they're playing for the younger age groups in Scotland.
Has it come earlier than expected? Maybe people don't appreciate you've had to be really patient this season. There was a slight injury showed up in your medical, and you're only really just back up and running now, so to get your call up now must be beyond your expectations.
Yeah, I think so. It was when I got my move to Liverpool and done the medical, and they found something wrong with my back, so I was out for probably about a month and a half or 2 months. But once I'd done all my rehab and that, main thing was just to focus on football and try and force my way into the Liverpool squads, and thankfully I'd done that, made my debut in the Champions League against Napoli, and then played in the League Cup, started that match, and now to get the call up for the first team, it's been a great couple of months.
And he's obviously captain here. Is he someone that's maybe raised belief among boys your age, when you see, everyone knows his story by now, but when you see what he's achieved at a club like Liverpool, and even from the background that he had, does that maybe raise the expectation, what you can do, or give you something to try and emulate?
Yeah, definitely. Andy's he's a great role model for all footballers, especially for young Scottish players coming through. And for me, he's been brilliant. He's been on my case a little bit, but I think that's been good because he's been hard on me, and it's kept me like level-headed and wanting to work hard. And I hope he keeps it up, to be honest. But yeah, I think all young players coming through will definitely be looking up to the likes of Andy Robertson.
Steve Clarke says that you're here for the promise and the form you showed at Aberdeen rather than the potential you've got down at Liverpool. It must come as a bonus to know that the manager's had his eye on you for some time now.
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, he's had his eye on me for a long time, and I think at Aberdeen I performed well. I was playing week in, week out, and it's just good to hear that I caught the eye of the Scotland manager, so I'm happy with that.
Tell us about some of your earlier Scotland memories. You made a few of the staff feel old when you were reminiscing about the Lee Griffiths free kick against England and all these ancient memories that seem like yesterday for some of us. But you actually ended up in the away end for an away game against England.
Yeah, played England at Wembley, and me, my dad, my granda, we all went down because obviously we wanted to go watch Scotland and that, but the only way we could get tickets was in the England end, which wasn't the best scenario, but it was a good experience and it was a good game. I think we went 1-0 up, so we loved it. Obviously when we went 1-0 up, I was about 10 years old, so I've jumped up off my seat celebrating. Got a few looks from England fans, but that was a good moment and one I've remembered.
At least you'll be able to get your family tickets in the right end now that you're in the squad.
Yeah, they're actually coming down. They're leaving today, staying in Istanbul and flying out here for the game tomorrow. So it's my mum, dad, and my agent's going to come watch the game. So hopefully I can get some minutes.
So you're obviously here to make a good impression. What are the short-term goals for you? And obviously you would love to try and cement a more regular place.
Yeah, I think the main thing is just to keep working hard. I've got to focus on Liverpool when I go back, try and get game time, and I'm sure if I can get game time, then game time and playing well, then I'm sure I can get the call back to the Scotland squad.
All the best when it comes. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
I'm Maria Zubenko, I'm from Ukraine and I'm young football referee. Originally I'm from Dnipro, from Ukraine. It's on east of Ukraine, in the middle, like between Kyiv and Kharkov. It's a really lovely city. I was born 20th September of 2003, I'm 18 years old, and it was amazing life. I just go into the gym, I finished school, and before the war it's like a calm life. I have a lot of friends to hang out with them, like to go to the cinema, to cafes, and refereeing, of course. We have a lot of cities competition, regions competition, and of course all of Ukrainian competitions like Women Premier League, First League, and of course, yeah, a lot of cities championships where I worked. Football in our country don't plan to start the nearest future, unfortunately, due to the war. So I decided to move to other countries where is football now. So I chose Scotland, and I have never regret about my choice. And now I'm here, and I'm a new member of the Scottish Football Association, and I'm really happy. Got a lot of support from referee department, and of course from my new colleagues. It was really a warm welcome. I really like Scotland because it's like old buildings, really kind and polite people. But sometimes I don't like the weather here because it's always changed, but I'm used to that, it's okay. I have never lived with my parents for such a long time, and I just live only by myself, without any friends, without my family. But I met really good people here in Scotland from Ukraine too. So now I have maybe a few friends from Ukraine here, and we can hang out a little bit together. And of course, we chat every day with my parents. They help me always believe in myself, and it's just a good push-up for my future. So I try to be confident because I don't want to let down my parents, because they give me a lot of opportunities to promote in Ukraine. In Scotland, I can feel like it's a second home, because people always want to help you, want to share like your minds, your opinions, and that's really cool. So for me, I don't have any problems with communication in Ukraine, in Scotland, so it doesn't problem, because firstly, I'm really worried about maybe some conversations with Scottish people, because here it's cold weather most of the time, and maybe these people can be frozen, you know what I mean? So, but no, there are a lot of warm people. I every day read the news about my country, and it's really hard to me imagine that my city can attacked every day by rockets, but I try to don't think a lot about it, because now I'm here to promote me as a Ukrainian referee and show that we have a really good school of referees, and we have like inspiration from our spirits, from Ukrainian spirits, and we want to share it for whole people, I also want to dedicate all my achievements here to my Ukrainian people, and it's a really big support, it's a big family, big nation, so it's my push-up there. The power of football has brought me here, so now I want to see where it takes me.
At the moment as we head towards the second half. Please take your seats for the match.
You there, David?
And enjoy the game.
I don't use Apple, so I don't know how to work this. Find the power button for that. Back up.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the second half action here at the Falkirk Stadium. Rangers 3-1 in front after a very entertaining first half. What can Celtic do to try and get back into it? They'll need to try and start strongly, Stuart, but they were more than in that first half and had plenty of the ball in possession themselves.
Yeah, sometimes just the small differences, you know, in the final third. Rangers had a bit more quality and maybe got players forward a bit quicker. So I think from a Celtic point of view, you know, keep getting the ball, keep playing, but let's now, when the ball gets forward, just try and get more players forward runs, go and support the striker, try and get a bit more players higher up the pitch.
That was a meaty challenge there between Pollard and Donovan, but Celtic come away with it and have a chance to come forward down this left-hand side. Kyle trying to make the run, but it's well shielded by the scorer of Rangers' first goal, Josh Gentles.
Yeah, really good play from Josh there to go and match him. It'd be easy to switch off in a wide position there, you know, and allow the full-back to get in there, but he's went and matched it very well.
Care for Rangers. Gentles lets it run, it's cleverly done. And now Adamson plays a lovely ball into the path of Edie. Edie down this right-hand side. It's good defending from Donovan to come across and deal with the danger, but good play from Rangers down this near side. Yeah,
it was good. Maybe just the final pass there, just a wee bit more too much pace on it. Just allowed it to get ahead of Big Chris. You know, maybe a wee bit underweighted. It maybe gets into his path and he steps onto it.
Bit of a late challenge coming in there, and it will be I think the yellow card coming out here for Grant Leach, the Rangers midfielder. Not the tallest in stature, but he sure puts himself about, Grant Leach, doesn't he?
Yeah, no, certainly
Stuck in.
Grant gets about and gets in the ball. You know, he sees the game, you know, reads the game very, very well, takes up good positions defensively. I think for Celtic now, like I say, it's just trying to get this half, get possession of the ball and try and get players on the ball higher up the pitch, get a bit of support to them.
Free kick then to Celtic, which Ronan Ferns will take as they look to try and recover from this 3-1 scoreline. They were 3-0 down after that fine finish though from Rhys Dargie just before half time from the free kick, pulling them back into the contest. Ferns plays the ball forward. It's cut out well though by Rangers number 2, Aaron Kerr. And it goes for a Celtic throw in on this near side.
I don't think it looks like there's any changes, you know, positional wise at this moment in time. I think it's very much the same setup. Maybe again Borland still looking to make those runs in behind.
Good reverse ball into the path of Borland, and now Borland plays it onto Crawford. Chance maybe to get the ball into the box. It's a dangerous ball in towards the far post, but it's going to be missed by everyone and out for a Rangers goal kick. But good play from Celtic down that far side.
Yeah, right away. There's an overlapping run already again. You know, at the start of this half, it gives them an opportunity, and again they've got bodies in the box there. So no, good positive start. So right away you can maybe say that maybe Michael Hallam, the 16s coach, has sort of said to them, you know, let's get forward, let's get bodies into that box.
Rangers forced to kick longer this time round, as it was looking to reach Pollard, but it was headed well forward by Crawford. And I think I saw one there for Tom Pickford, just holding his lower back, but I think he's okay. Pollard, surrounded by green and white jerseys, and Pickford wins it back, but he's still struggling, and I think he's now leaning down, maybe taking a sore one. Hopefully he'll be able to continue as Rangers try to come forward. Bennett. And now a good ball through, looking towards Sewell, but the goalkeeper will get there first.
Yeah, it's unlucky. It's almost a bit like the play that Rangers had with it, you know, in the forward in the first half, that ball down the side, the centre backs already a bit positive. Just looking back at that chance earlier on as well, just unlucky with the cross into the box. He wasn't quite able to pick somebody out. I don't know if Pickford maybe got a wee knee in the back as well, you know, in the lower back, can be a sore one.
We'll hopefully be able to continue it, with Celtic looking to get back into this contest at the start of this second half. An early goal would really help their cause. Ferns. Now a crossfield ball to Andrew Kyle, who takes it well. Kyle plays it inside. Adamson comes across to help out, but Celtic still have it with Rackwell, and he gets the throw in. He's not happy with the referee, claiming he'd been fouled.
Yeah, I think there was a wee clip in him there. I think the referees maybe thought he still had the ball, but yeah, I think he got a wee clip. I think it was an accidental clip that just kind of, made him go off his balance a bit there.
Ronan Ferns. Donovan.
Again,
Crawford.
It's a good learning curve for teams as well. So here's Rangers now, they're 3-1 up in the cup final. 15, 16-year-olds and try to decide, what they do go, and they would go and keep pressing up high. They would drop off a bit now because we've got that 2 goals. So it's all a learning curve. Yeah,
well, we noticed already, it's something we didn't see at all in the first half. They didn't really want to go short. Yes, the Celtic players pressed them high, but immediately there was no threat, or there was no taking a chance of going short with so many Celtic bodies forward. With the goal kick, and the goalkeeper decided to go long up to Pollard. So even small things like that.
No, definitely, and I think, like I say, the second half already, you can see that Celtic just getting players in a forward area. Much further players. So even when it's went to as big a Souza at the start of this half, they've got more bodies in around them. I don't know if this is maybe
Pickford again with that lower back.
Struggling,
yeah. Well, the Celtic physio's coming on, which is a real shame, because it's never nice to see players go off injured, but he does appear to be struggling with that knock to his lower back.
Yeah, I mean, they've obviously got a couple of options. They've got ones that can change there. Sometimes Rackwell can play off a wide area, and maybe Samuel Izaguzo's one that can possibly come in middle of the park as well.
Sewell's ball into the box, I think, had just gone out of play before coming back in, and it will be a goal kick to Rangers. But 5 minutes into this second half, and at the minute Celtic will be momentarily down to 10 men as there's some treatment for Tom Pickford. Edie tries to nod that one on, but there's no on-running Rangers player forward.
Yeah, I think, like I say, Rangers maybe just caught in a wee bit. To be fair, Celtic had a good bit of possession. Rangers kind of caught in between, kind of wanting to drop in and protect the lead to get higher up the pitch as well.
Rackwell on to Crawford. Checks inside. Bennett plays it back to Donovan. And now Ferns. Inside it goes to Sewell, who plays a first-time pass into Rackwell. Borland back to Ferns again, now Borland once more. Celtic with plenty of possession, and that's a nice little ball into the channel for Kyle to get forward. Kyle, can he get the ball into the box? It's well blocked by Wiley, and now Rangers can try and come away with it and maybe try and get some forward momentum of their own, but Gentles has given this one away to his opposite number, but Dargy goes down and loses possession, and that's really good play out of defence from, I think it was Wiley. Now Edie. And now Gentles. It's a good attack from Rangers. They look to come forward, but it's well cut out by Borland, and Celtic have it back.
Yeah, they're under a wee bit of pressure there, Rangers, and then you get a wee bit of composure from Jack Wiley to step into the game and play a good ball to Chris Edie. I still think even Celtic having all the ball, Rangers will be a threat with that ball still into Edie as well. And I think you've seen that last run as well. That's something that's very common in the Celtic first team, but the run from the fullback, going inside the park, or they always talk about inverted fullbacks, but he's made that run inside to then go outside down the side of the line, so it was good movement.
It looks like this will be the Celtic change then, and it will be number 14 Ryan Gawkin coming on, and I think it is indeed Tom Pickford coming off with that injury to his lower back, so Ryan Gawkin on.
Yeah, it could be a sore one, that one. It's quite common. You're receiving the ball into your feet and then someone coming in behind you, and get that one in the small of the back, it's sore. But yeah, probably just a straight switch. Ryan Gawkin played out there a lot in the wide area, so probably just a straight switch for the two of them.
So like for like change then for Celtic. 8 minutes into the second half. Still Rangers with that 3-1 advantage in the cup final. Celtic, of course, the holders, 4-0 winners last season against Hibernian. They're going to have to go some if they want to retain their title. Edie for Rangers on that left-hand side. Now's the goal scorer of the third goal, Scott, but in the end it's run out of play and it will be a Celtic goal kick, and as you can see they're keen to get it going.
Yeah, they've certainly come out with a purpose to show they want to get themselves back in this game, territory advantage at the start of the second half and possession of the ball.
Kyle tried to play that one into Sewell, but it was well cut out, and now Rangers have a chance to play Edie in behind, but Ferns will get across and cover that one.
I think just sometimes Sosa's dropping in there, it's just too tight in there. Sometimes just stay a bit higher, occupy the two centre backs and maybe allow your attacking midfielders or your wide players to come in. He's maybe dropping in there and there's nobody can go beyond him at that point.
Borland picks up for Celtic, and he does well to take that touch to get away from his man, and past Wiley and past another Rangers player in Finlay Curtis. Great play there from Borland to get it out towards the right hand side to get Celtic forward. Borland once again plays the ball into the box, but it's not the greatest delivery, perhaps a little bit rushed, and it goes straight through to Halliwell. But prior to that, great play from Borland to get forward.
Yeah, great play. He's like that. He's got that burst of pace so he can go past a player, and he's got real composure on the ball. And we just didn't quite show it with that final bit there. He maybe went and rushed that, and it maybe wasn't on to play. I think it's because maybe he thinks from the first attack they should maybe go and be a wee bit more positive, and it doesn't come to anything. Then maybe you rush the next one. But no, good initial play.
Adamson for Rangers, but he's under big pressure from Celtic midfield. Well cut out by Kyle. Rackwell, out it goes to the right hand side. Needs some support. And In the end, it's played out of play by Cameron Scott for a Celtic throw-in.
I think again, Gorkin, he's got a bit of pace out that side as well. But we know Cameron Scott very well, and he's very quick out there as well. So I think Ryan's thinking sometimes about going down the line there, but then he probably knows he's played against Cameron several times. That Cameron's a very quick fullback.
Donovan. Back it goes to Ferns. Bit of space here for Andrew Kyle as he collects it on halfway. Inside it goes to Rackwell. Rackwell, lovely ball into Kyle, who continued his run. Kyle cuts it back, looking for Izzy Osasul, but couldn't quite find him. But a good run forward there from Kyle.
Yeah, positive, and I think, again, I just feel that they've obviously been talked to at half-time and said, look, keep playing, but let's now start to be more positive. Let's get players further forward. Let's get the full-backs forward. Let's get midfielders going beyond the strikers. Just looking to be a bit more positive.
Well, Celtic have the corner kick as we get closer towards the hour mark. Can they get themselves back to within one? In comes the corner kick, headed away well by Rangers. It's going to come out to Kyle, into the box from Borland. Header coming in, but the header from the substitute Ryan Gorkin wasn't directed goalwards, and it goes out of play for a Rangers goal kick.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those, we've got ball in the wide area, and I think they're automatically thinking get a header and go. I think there's a lack of pace in the cross, so I think at times it's just guide that header and back into an area, maybe give somebody a chance in the second phase. I think he's trying to head it to goal, and he's never got to score from there.
Good play from Gentles to get away from Kyle. Adamson now into Lancelot Pollard. Pollard trying to slide the pass into Curtis, couldn't quite find it. Rangers still have it with Leach. Out to the left-hand side, it goes to Scott. Scott's cross was cleared. Now out to Adamson on the edge of the box. Adamson, the scorer of Rangers' second goal. Now to the man that scored the first, and Gentles drags it wide of the post and out for a Celtic goal kick. But still, Rangers still coming forward at times in this second half.
Yeah, they've still got quality in the forward players there. They all go and create opportunities. Probably unlucky with Josh there. It's almost, I don't want to say trademark at 15-year-old, but he likes to come in off the line and get shots away and go.
It's a nice ball down the line looking for Sewell, and Sewell gets the shot away. It's well saved by the goalkeeper Halliwell. It was a delicious ball through to him. Angle was tight, not really many Celtic bodies forward there to support and maybe cut it back. He had to go for the shot, but here come Rangers on the counter now with Pollard. Pollard down the left-hand side. Can he get to the byline? He will get to the byline. Can he cut it back? It's well cut out though, I think, by Donovan, who wins it back brilliantly, and Celtic can come away with it, but the game getting stretched for a moment there, Stuart.
Very much end-to-end there for a bit. I think Donovan does very well there, because you're thinking, Lancelot's got really good feet, and you're just thinking he was just trying to bide his time to step in. He did that well. I think just prior to that, I was actually thinking the run from Asosa, I'm thinking he's only one up top, if he goes down the line there, he hasn't got an option, and he doesn't have any option there but to shoot and goal, but it's just trying to get players higher up to go and support him. Maybe that was one, he maybe drops back in and helps, gets into feet and go and support. But it was still a good ball down the line, but it's just trying to get people higher up the pitch.
Looks like Rangers are preparing a couple of changes here. Lewis Stewart and Lyle Wark about to come on, and it looks like that will be the last action from Lancelot Pollard as well. So on comes Lewis Stewart and Lyle Wark. Off come the man that got the first goal for Rangers, Josh Gentles, and Lancelot Pollard. So two changes for Rangers, Stuart.
Yeah, and again, very much like for like, some really good players. A lot of Lewis Stewart, we know a lot about. He's obviously through the performance schools there, as is Callum Adamson, the Scottish FA performance schools, really good technical players, that'll come on and impact the game, take up really good areas. So very much like for like, in the fact that the players that have came off are technical players as well, but the guys that come on are ones that are really look to go and take the ball.
So freshen up for Rangers then, as we've gone past the hour mark. Still they lead 3-1 in this Club Academy Scotland Under-16s Cup final. Aaron Kerr, the substitute. Lyle Wark getting involved with his first touch. And again, Grant Leach getting stuck in and halting that Celtic attack. We a throw on halfway for Celtic, taken by Kyle, picked up by Bennett.
I think it's one of those for Celtic. They want to do everything quick like that. Throw in there, he's actually wanting to do it really quick. The player's not set really yet, you know.
Good ball from Crawford into Borland. Completes the 1-2 with Gawkin. Now Borland plays it out to Kyle on this left-hand side. Dargy, now Kyle. Rangers defending well with Aaron Kerr. And well in the end go for a Rangers goal kick, much to Celtic's frustration.
Yeah, I think maybe Rangers, you know, have settled down a wee bit. Have come out the second half, and Celtic were kind of, you know, a wee bit more territory in their half, getting bodies forward. But like I say, the game's become stretched at time, you know, and maybe, you know, the next goal could become very important in this game.
This time Rangers opting to play the ball short, and that's the risk they take. They've given it away to Borland. Borland gets the ball into the box, and Adamson does everything he can, and that will do, I suppose, from the situation Rangers played themselves into there, and it will go for a corner kick for Celtic. But that's the risk you take when you're up 3-1 in a cup final.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, but again, people talk about go and manage the game, but these are young players, you know, learning the game. We still want them to go and play and take the ball out, you know. So, you know, sometimes if you're playing first team football, you maybe wouldn't do that when you're 3-1 up. But we're talking about these players become better players by taking the ball, playing with the ball under pressure.
It will be a Celtic corner kick. I think the referee's just having a quick word there with a few players in the box near the goalkeeper. But the corner will now be taken. Into the box it comes again. Headed up and away by Curtis. It's going to fall for you for the captain, Calvin Bennett. Surrounded by Rangers bodies, and in the end he loses out, but he's got the free kick, having won it well there. And the Rangers players weren't too happy with it, but he's done well, Bennett, to turn away and get the foul in the end.
Yeah, I don't know if there's maybe just a wee pull on him at some point, you know, just a wee pull, because he did well to keep the ball under control.
It will be Robert Rackwell to take the free kick for Celtic. Slightly out towards this left-hand side. It should be an in-swinging cross towards the back post, you'd think. But there are two Celtic players over it. It will be Rackwell. Clips it into the box and headed out for another corner kick off a Rangers body. But Celtic certainly turning up the ante. Plenty of territory, Stuart.
Yeah, they just want to be able to get that ball, you know, that quality ball in the box that allow guys to go and attack the ball. But yeah, no, they're certainly asking more questions.
And again, the referee is just going to have a word with a few players in and around Alfie Halliwell in the 6-yard box. I think he's having a word with Sil Sasul.
You see that week in, week out, don't you, happen the goalkeeper? You don't often see them getting booked for it.
No, you don't.
It's like, you know, if it happens now again in the next 3 or 4 corners, what does he do? Does he boot them again?
Exactly. We'll see. So, Sewell booked as the corner comes into the box. Headed away well by Adamson as Rangers look to try and break out now with Lewis Stewart.
Yeah, just, you know, probably just, you know, they've had a free kick there and they've had a corner, you know, just want to really get that quality and beat that first man. It allows them to get a chance to really get an effort and go.
All the way back it goes to Donovan on halfway as Rangers will look to try and get a little bit higher up the park. Into Borland. Back it goes to Donovan once more. Ferns, Kyle an option here on this near side, but he decides to go to Donovan. Rangers making it difficult for Celtic to make those simple passes. Pressing high and almost playing themselves into trouble as Edie almost won that one, but Celtic play out of it well. Bit of a poor touch there from Robert Rackwell, and in the end gives away the free kick as the Rangers player goes down. I think it's Chris Edie.
Yeah, I don't know if is it Adamson? Maybe?
Adamson, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it's maybe they just had a clash of knees, whatever it looked like a sole one. I just think you could almost see there the Celtic got away with the 2 centre-backs. I think it's maybe just the distances between the two of them are too close. It just allows them to press, so almost every pass there, Rangers will almost get pressure on them.
Taken quickly by Wiley, but that's just a touch over hit as he looked to find Cameron Scott on the opposite side. But yeah, you felt there was maybe the opportunity to get the ball to Kyle earlier there in that moment where Rangers pressed.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's one of those when it goes the right centre back, you know, it's maybe big Ronan Ferns, you know, he was obviously away with Scotland recently, but just to maybe go a wee bit wider, you know, don't be in the park, come out a wee bit wider, so it allows that switch of play and allows them to get out the other side a bit quicker.
Leach goes down under the challenge from Sill, and there was adjudged to be a bit of a push in the back. And it will be a free kick to Rangers, midway inside their own half.
As I was saying before, you know, it's a great learning curve for these players, because, you know, Rangers will probably come out, you know, and I know next week both teams, both coaches at clubs, you know, because it's about development of these players, will go look back at the game and think, right, we've come out second half, what have we done? Have we went too deep? You know, Celtic have come out and started well, you know, they may fill out a wee bit now. They're sort of probably thinking, like, just be patient, just get on the ball, get it moving again. We've started the game well, don't start to rush things, keep passing the ball, keep doing things. It's all about good habits, regardless what the score is.
Played forward looking for Edie. Couldn't quite bring it under the spell, and Celtic clear downfield. Should be picked up in midfield by Bennett. Now Kyle. Dargay, who's got Celtic's goal from the free kick, does well to get away from two Rangers bodies. Now picked up by Borland, who spreads the play out to the right hand side. Strong defending there from Cameron Scott. Did very well to marshal that and see off the Celtic danger.
Yeah, just a good position it was. He was in the park to start with, and obviously then as soon as it goes out to the wide man, it was at Big Gawkin. I think he was out there really quick. Maybe Ryan could get the ball in earlier, but he's obviously chose to go down the side.
Kerr. Cut out well by Kyle, but the throw-in does go to Rangers, but Celtic keen to keep Rangers in their own half of the pitch.
I'm sure there'll be fans at home sitting that, you know, the fans of Rangers will be saying, why do we keep doing that? Why do we keep taking the ball? And we're losing it. And it's just remembering what this is about, developing young football players to hopefully go on and hopefully play for Scotland and play for their first team. And they're going to become better players by taking the ball, whether it's 3-1, 1-0, whatever it is, you know. So I'm really pleased that they keep doing that, but I know sometimes as fans, they want to win, they're probably thinking just get the ball up the park. But no, we're trying to develop a different type of player, people that are capable of taking the ball. Yeah,
I think you make a really good point, because you look, for example, at Billy Gilmour, and you watch him play, and I remember watching him against Liverpool. You know, that game, he was really, you know, they were shining the light on him, and every time he'd pick the ball up in a deep area of the pitch, he'd turn away confident and win the ball and play a forward pass, and you know, that's you know what you're trying to develop, is that?
Yeah, very much so. We want players, you know, we want players to go play forward pass and be positive, but we also want defenders that can defend, you know, and stop conceding goals. You know, that it's very much part of that. So yeah, Billy's obviously the ones that, you know, and likes of Nathan Patterson, the Calvin Ramseys, you know, ones that have came through the performance schools, which is great. So it allows that, but it's just making sure that we're giving these guys opportunities. Billy's had opportunities, but don't get me wrong, Billy's made that opportunities for himself as well. They're just, you know, good role models for the guys that are out here because they want it. And you know what? I certainly know, we're speaking of some of the guys in my performance school, it's never that far away. You know, Calvin was in our school 3-4 years ago, and look at him now. He's worked hard to get to where he is, but he's also had people that have believed in him and given him opportunities. So working hard, having the ability is one thing, but you know, we need clubs and we need coaches and we need managers that are willing to give these guys opportunities.
20 minutes to go now here in this cup final at the Falkirk Stadium. Rangers still with that 3-1 advantage. Celtic have had plenty of territory, plenty of possession in this second half, but I think the one thing that Michael O'Halloran would like to see more of is, you know, just a few more chances on goal, testing the goalkeeper, Alfie Halliwell.
Yeah, I think definitely that'll be the thing. There's big Jack Wiley stepping forward again.
Kyle picks this one up for Celtic. Well won there by Rangers number 10, Finlay Curtis.
Yeah, I think you're saying, Andy, I think they came out and had a bit of, you know, good possession, etc. But yeah, just actual opportunities and goal.
Maybe a chance to get down this left-hand side with Dargay. He's just overrun it a little bit, and it will go for a corner kick as it's cleared away by Wiley.
Yeah, maybe had a chance to get it in a bit quicker there. Yeah, I think there's a wee bit of Celtic obviously come out the second half, started really well. You know, it's maybe been a wee lull in the game now that's maybe, you know, suits Rangers much better. So it's just maybe something from Celtic, you know, just need a wee spark, you know, somebody to go and drive past somebody, get a good ball into the box. Even here, just getting a good cross into the box.
Decided to go short on this occasion. It's a lovely little lay back to Borland, who goes past Leach, gets to the byline, cuts it back, cleared away to the edge of the box, and the shot comes in, but it's going to go up and over the crossbar and out for a goal kick to Rangers, as Celtic look to be readying a change down in front of us, and it will be Finlay Hale that's about to come on. We'll see who's about to make way in a moment, Stuart.
Yeah, I'm wondering whether it's going to be Andrew Kyle's left back. You know, Finlay can play left back. Can play left back as well. He can also play one further forward. Finlay's a very versatile player. He was away with Scotland recently, played in the Victory Shield. Just interested to see where they're going to be. I know Andrew Kyle can play forward one in the wide area as well.
I wonder if that is what's going to happen. It is going to be Sewell that's come off then. So Izzy Sewell makes way and on to the pitch. As came the number 12, Finlay Hale, and it does look like Andrew Kyle is going to play one higher up the park, doesn't it? As the shot comes in here from, I think, Borland, but it's up and over the crossbar and out for a goal kick.
Yeah, he's unlucky. I think you just see the goalkeeper off his line a wee bit, and it's one of those when he's trying to play a bit of pace and drop in behind. But yeah, quite often you watch Celtic a number of times, and Andrew Kyle can play forward one. Finlay Hale can play there. Finlay Hale can also play middle of the park. But yeah, Andrew's quite often played further forward. The two of them are quite flexible in this wide area. Finlay is the one that will really look to get forward. He's very athletic. They're maybe just thinking maybe in this wide area try and get him a bit higher up the pitch as well.
Again, Rangers decide to go short. Kerr. Kyle presses high and wins the ball. Now Rackwell trying to wriggle his way through a few Rangers bodies, but unsuccessful. Now Rangers can try and come away with it. Sliding challenge from behind coming in there from Borland, and it goes out for a Rangers throw in on halfway.
It's a good tackle, but again, you just see the little technical stuff there with Lewis Stewart. That great first touch that sort of just gets him on the turn, but it's obviously a great tackle.
Campbell coming forward. Now down the line to the Rangers number 17, Lewis Stewart. It's cut out in the end. Another change about to be ready for Rangers as well. Here it looks like Leo Fisher is going to be coming on in a moment.
Yeah, and obviously Rhys Dargie's played a lot as the number 9 as well. He's obviously just went in the park one for Celtic as well.
It looks like Grant Leach is going to be coming off then for Rangers with around 15 or so minutes left of this contest. So Leach makes way and on comes Leo Fisher then. And will that be a like-for-like change?
Yeah, I think very much like-for-like again. I think Rangers have a number of players in that sort of position. Just look to get on the ball. Defensively they'll sit and just look to just move the ball from side to side. He'll be very much the same in there.
Free kick to Celtic then, just inside their own half as they look to try and get back into this. They feel they'll need a goal pretty soon if they want to set up a grandstand finish. Hale plays it down the line, but
he's unlucky. I can see what he's trying to do, but possible again, just Rhys Dargie, the striker, just get across further on that side, play on that side of the centre back, so at least Finlay maybe has a second option as well.
Kerr takes the throw in. Back it goes to Wiley. Under pressure there from the Celtic 10, Robert Rackwell. He's forced back to his goalkeeper. The Rangers are content at the minute. They have the lead by 3-1 in this cup final. A bit of a heavy touch there, and now this will be picked up by Rackwell in a forward area of the pitch. Well cut out though by the Rangers number 2, Aaron Kerr. Wiley clears it downfield towards Chris Eadie, who's, to be fair, not had much of the ball in the second half, but given the scoreline it can't be much of a surprise.
Yeah, they just want to get on the ball, Celtic, and just get a few passes, even here in this situation.
And maybe there will be a chance to get in behind here. They're in behind into the box. Challenges coming in, won't quite fall the way. And it will now come to Kyle, who lashes it goalwards, but it's straight at the goalkeeper, as it looks like we've got a Rangers player down with a bit of cramp.
Yeah, I think he's just coming out the ball here. I think he's just trying to strike across the ball, but he doesn't quite get it. I think it comes more off the outside the foot and kind of takes a bit of the pace out of the ball.
Just trying to see who the Rangers player is that's down on the far side. I think it's...
Is it Cammy Scott, maybe?
Yeah, I think it is.
Why is he getting cramped when you're making runs in behind centre-backs from the left-back position?
Took his goal very well, did Cameron Scott.
We're talking about building it from the back there, Rangers. I was watching them that last, they were building up from the back there. And it was Finlay Curtis, just the position he takes up when the centre-backs get on the ball, he just makes a great run into space. So regardless, when you're playing out from the back, you need players in front of you to go and get into space, find the spaces. And he did that very, very well. They did then lose possession of the ball, but it's just, at times when you're building from the back, the ones in front of them making the options for the guys that are on the ball.
We're back underway then, as it was indeed Cameron Scott who makes way for now. No sign of a change just yet, so I think Rangers are momentarily down to 10 men. It's Andrew Kyle for Celtic on this left-hand side, inside to Hale. Surrounded by 3 Celtic players, but Celtic do get the free kick, and Hale's keen to take it quickly.
Yeah, maybe Cameron's just got a wee energy boost there with a gel or something just to get him back in with that wee bit of cramp there. So
he's back on the field of play now, but Celtic have a free kick as they look to get back into this contest with around 12.5 minutes to go plus added on time. Still Rangers 3, Celtic 1, all the goals coming in the first half of this contest. It's Rackwell to take the free kick, clips it in towards the far post. There's the header, and a good save coming in from Alfie Halliwell, but the flag has gone up.
Yeah, just maybe the run's just a wee bit early, but again, at least the ball's in an area that allows them to go and attack and gives them an opportunity.
I think it was Donovan with the header. He just strayed a touch offside.
Very tight, isn't it? I don't know. Yeah.
Tough, difficult one to see from this angle.
The VAR lines on that one, but it looks very tight. But at least it's put in an area that gives them a chance to go and get something on the go.
And I think Celtic have just made a change of goalkeeper. Jimmy Meikle has just came on, and as well as that, another change for Celtic. Samuel Izaguzo coming on.
Yeah, gone for Robert Racco. Again, very similar. Samuel can play, a very versatile player again, can play middle of the park, often plays right back, centre back as well. An energetic player, so he'll just step in for maybe not quite as attack minded as Robert, but he's certainly energetic, quite athletic.
Yep, so Gill for Jimmy Meikle in goal, and Samuel Izaguzo on for Robert Rackwell for Celtic. The 2 changes with 10 minutes to go.
Again, like a lot of clubs at this level, they'll have 2 goalkeepers that they'll maybe run with, so it's good that Jamie's came on. So I know between him and Marcus, sometimes they play a game time about, or it'll be a half a game, so it gives them an opportunity to get the experience of playing.
Is that something very common at this level then, yeah?
It can be, yeah. Sometimes they'll carry 2 goalkeepers, sometimes they'll have a younger one that plays up as well, which is a good thing. But then sometimes, you've got goalkeepers that then maybe don't get enough time because they've got two goalkeepers. But then if you're blessed with 2 good goalkeepers, you want to give them as much opportunity as possible.
Absolutely. Finlay Hale takes the throw in then for Celtic as they're deep inside their own half of the pitch, and they need to try and get forward if they want to try and rescue this. And maybe now they will have a bit of space and a bit of joy to run into with Borland racing through the middle, and he tries to clip it on, looking for Gawkin. Will he get to it? Nope, says the linesman on that far side, and out it goes. And I think that just sums up the frustration for Celtic in this second half.
Yeah, a wee bit, maybe it's just try to force it a wee bit, rather than just being a wee bit more composed, which is unlike Borland, because he's normally very composed in the ball. Maybe just try and drive with that a wee bit more and create something. Maybe just be a wee bit patient and wait for something else to happen in front of him.
Edie, that's a lovely touch from Edie to try and walk away down this right hand side, but it was well cut out. But it is still a Rangers throw in, and it's a good bit of territory and possession for Rangers at this stage of the game.
Yeah, it's like they've always got a wee bit of handle off it. I think Celtic were getting on the ball, maybe not got enough possession of the ball at the moment in time just to let them get kind of stranglehold in the game again. So yeah, Rangers just kind of killing it a wee bit at this moment in time.
Fisher. Back it goes to Connor Campbell, and now on to Jack Wiley.
I think it's just Celtic now, just being brave now, just, you know, centre backs, go and see if we can get another 5-10 yards up the park, and just being a bit more positive, you know.
Offside flag up here against, I think it's Lewis Stewart on that far side. And Celtic will have the free kick, but yeah, you're absolutely right, Stuart. They've got nothing to lose now, 3-1 down. They've really got to try and go for it and take a few more risks, don't they?
Yeah, and again, you know, even that one, the Rangers, you know, the ball into Chris Eady, again, he's another one of the performance school ones, you know. Ian Ross worked with his school, but again, just a great flick round the corner, you know, but he's got people up supporting him.
Here comes Celtic then with Andrew Kyle. You feel they need a goal now if they want to get back into the contest. Hale just about keeps himself onside, and the deflection comes off the Rangers number 8, Callum Adamson, and out for a Celtic corner. 8 minutes to go, plus added on time. Rangers readying a change. Will it happen before the corner? We'll have to wait and see. But Grant Marchant is standing ready down below as it looks like the corner will come first. Into the danger area it goes, towards the back post. It was a Celtic head that got to it. Scott sends it more up than out, but in the end it is helped clear, I think, by Eady. And it will go all the way back here to the goalkeeper, Jamie Meikle. Or has the ball gone out of play? Yes, it has. And now we will see the Rangers change. So Grant Marchant coming on, Stuart.
Yeah, just try to see who's coming on for it at this moment in time. Is it Callum Adamson? Yeah, Callum was right for a period of time as well, injury-wise, so maybe just kind of saving his legs a wee bit as well. But yeah, just another one there for Grant to go in and just do a similar goal in there. Yeah,
he took his goal very well, didn't he? Callum Adamson.
Yeah, really good technical ability.
And Rangers 3-1 up as they make that change.
Again, just looking at that corner, it was the same again. You know, Celtic have obviously identified something at that back post area, but Rangers have defended that back post corner very well. You know, and it's maybe then Celtic identifying us maybe to go and do something different. But that's where the players, that's where we're here again, and the guys next week will go and analyse the game and go, right, you know, like any time we're working with squads, like we were working with the national squad recently, we give them options, but they're good players that they go and come up with different options on the pitch as well. They've got to identify what's on the pitch, and if they can do something different, they get a bit successful.
Yeah, it's all part of their learning to independently themselves spot the opportunity to maybe try something different.
Very much so, because we don't want players to go out and think that they can't go and try things. So it's giving them that flexibility and that trust that they can go and do it.
Rangers at the minute appears to be seeing this game out without too much trouble, but there's still plenty of time in the contest. If Celtic can get a goal soon. Wiley plays that one out from the back, picked up by Curtis, who does well to get away from Bennett and now makes his way over halfway. Lovely ball out towards the left hand side. Stewart for Rangers into the box, might get the shot away, and does, and finds the bottom corner, and that will surely complete the job for Rangers. The substitute Lewis Stewart with a fine individual goal, cuts inside, sticks it in the bottom corner, past the substitute goalkeeper Jamie Meikle, and Rangers will win the cup from here.
Yeah, great feat from Lewis just to come inside there. I think if you even go back to the start of the play there, Jack Wiley again, great ball in the middle of the park. I think it was possibly Finlay Curtis again. Great position in the middle of the park, but great ball from Jack. You know, takes out the press, and then obviously Lewis takes up a great position. Just really good feet, and I'm not sure it is. It might have been, was it Cammy Scott that made the left run down the left hand side, or somebody made that run that maybe pulls out a defender. But yeah, great feet inside and a good finish.
An excellent finish from the substitute, an impact substitute from Lewis Stewart. He finishes the move off brilliantly, tucks it into the corner, past Jamie Meikle. And Rangers will win the cup, and they might even be able to add another one here. Some loose play from Celtic. Stewart with his tail up, and it's cut out in the end. But that should be that for the cup final now.
It's very difficult, you know. I think for Celtic, I think people forget, you know, because this is a big occasion.
Hang on a minute here.
Offsides. Just it's a big occasion for the players, regardless. You know, it's a cup final. You know, it's about development, but it's a cup final, and you know, mentally and emotionally, it's tough. And you can see there, you know, I think Calvin Bennett, you know, it was, I think it was Finlay Curtis that beat him, you know, just to go and play the ball into Lewis Stewart there. But just the legs are going a wee bit, you know. But you can understand in this situation, you know, the game's got quite stretched in the second half as well. So it takes a lot out of the guys. But again, now it's a learning curve for both teams. You know, Rangers are in front. You know, they've got their tails up again. But Celtic now just to keep playing. Keep believing in themselves, keep playing, and remember what they're here to do, learn and develop. And this is where you'll see the ones with the good attitudes that will continue to do that.
Campbell trying to make his way out from defence. It was a bit of a heavy touch, almost fell to the feet of Borland, but it will now come for Celtic for the throw-in. Little flick inside, and Borland almost running onto that, but it was well mopped up by Rangers. Curtis clips one over the top, looking for Stewart. Headed away well by Donovan. Now Bennett, out to Hale. Looking for Kyle. I think it took a knock off the Rangers right back Aaron Kerr, and the referee agrees.
Yeah, it was a good little run from Lewis Stewart there, just going in behind. He identified the two centre backs were isolated on their own, so he just made a wee run in behind.
Bennett. Now Hale. Chance for Kyle to get racing down that left hand side, but there's just a little bit too much on the pass, and Kyle can't quite reach it. But 3 minutes to go, and Rangers looking good for the victory. Is there anyone on the pitch that stood out for you in Rangers today?
Yeah, I think there's a number of players that have done well. You know, I think for both sides. You know, if you think even early on in the first half, you know, Chris Eady was obviously a threat up top as well. And then if you even take Jack Wiley, and if you take, you know, the goal that he sets up for Cameron Scott in the first half, you know, where he steps in and plays a great pass. He's then played a great pass into Finlay Curtis for the fourth goal there as well. So I think they've defended well. I thought Cameron Scott's defended very, very well. So if those, you know, Rangers have went and scored 4 goals and done very well. You know, Callum Anderson, a threat from the middle of the park. They've also defended very well.
It's been an all-round team performance from Rangers. But here comes Celtic as they look to try and get a late consolation. It's a dangerous ball in. It's still not away. Donovan heads it back across the face of goal. And can Celtic turn it goalwards? They can, but it's up and over the crossbar and out for a goal kick. And the frustration continues for them.
Yeah, you know what? It's probably one of the best balls they've had into the box today. You know, if you think some of the corners they've got, not quite got success from them, but it's a great free kick in. It allows people to go and attack the ball. But again, you can see Rangers at times, and they are defending well. And here they go again. I know it's really easy at 4-1, but they're still looking to play, take the ball and play out.
That's a bit of a loose pass though, and Hale picks up now. Bennett into the path of Borland, who tries to get away from one Rangers player. He's gone down. I think he's taken a sore one there, and he's got a free kick right on the edge of the box. And hopefully Borland's going to be okay.
Yeah, looked a sore. He's obviously just managed to get a nick in the ball, and I think it's a big Jack that just sort of came through him by mistake there. You know, he was just looking to clear the ball. Then if you even take Aidan Borland, you know, his energy he showed in the middle of the park for Celtic, maybe not quite happened just with the final pass or whatever, you know. But you know, I think the attitude and application from all the players has been fantastic. You know, and at this level, you know, sometimes just 1 or 2 goals. We thought, you know, Celtic were unlucky to go in 3-1 down at half time, you know, but it comes out Celtic have a real go at the start of the second half. You know, probably needed to get a goal back at that time. It doesn't happen, and then there's a wee lull in the game. I'm seeing a wee lull in the game because we've had 4 goals in the first half, so we've really enjoyed that. So it's been lucky, but I think it's always remembering what these games are about. It's a learning curve for the players. It's putting them in a situation, an environment that they're not always used to, in a stadium, decent crowd. So you know, from a learning perspective, brilliant.
Yep. From that point of view, they're all winners, the players. But it will be Rangers that are going to take home the cup and wrestle it from Celtic's grasp after they'd won it 4-0 last year. But it looks like we've got 2 Rangers changes. A Rangers change and a Celtic change. Duncan Barlow has come on for Rangers.
I think it's going to be Aaron Kerr that's come off there, is it?
Aaron Kerr's came off, and it looks like we're going to have another change for Celtic. I think it's Sean McCarroll that's going to come on.
It's Calvin Bennett. Yeah, I just think Calvin's putting a hell of a lot of work in the middle of the park there. I could just see the legs go in the last sort of 5-10 minutes there. You know, putting a power of work, but yeah, just starting to tire a wee bit. As you can see, a lot of them are stretching out there. As I said before, they've put a lot into the game, but just mentally for them today as well, it's been tough.
We've ticked beyond the 90-minute mark here. We're into added on time. Can Celtic round the game off with a consolation? It's Borland over the free kick for Celtic. Borland takes, wraps his foot round it, but it's ended up in the grateful arms of Alfie Halliwell, who collected it well, and he had to collect it at the first attempt because there was a few players rushing in.
Yeah, no, he dealt with it well. It was obviously at him, but yeah, it doesn't give an opportunity for anyone coming in the rebound.
Marchant for Rangers. Wiley across the back line, it goes to Campbell. plays it forward. It's cut out though by Celtic. But Curtis wins it back. Celtic look to finish with a flourish here. They've got some options over on this left-hand side, a bit of an overload if they can find them. This is Kyle now. Goes back to Dargay, who crosses. Cleared away by Rangers. Celtic look to get that consolation goal, but as you touched on, the attitude's still there. They're still keen to get forward despite the fact that the game is gone.
No, the attitude of all the players was fantastic. I'm just watching Cameron Scott there. He was down with cramp 10 minutes ago, and I just watched him make a 50-yard run going behind, and then he just made a run back in to get pressure on the ball. So somebody who was down with cramp. No, the attitude and application, you know, for the players, I think both clubs will be delighted with that application. Yeah, they'll be disappointed with certain aspects of the game, you know, but you know, from a learning curve, and you go away and take from it, it's fantastic. They've done well to get to this occasion. But you know, some of the players have been good at times. You know, there's been different moments in the games, you know, where it, you know, another goal, it wasn't seen at 3-1 either way, maybe changes things if Celtic get a goal back. But no, I think the attitude and application of the players has been great.
Chris Eadie's gone down now. Hopefully he's going to be okay. Maybe just tired legs, maybe some cramp.
Yeah, and if you think I go and watch games week in, week out, as a lot of the national coaches do and performance school guys across Scotland, we don't see this week in, week out at Club Academy Scotland where they're going down with cramp. So it just, again, it's just, you know, the situation in the game, it puts a bit more pressure on them, and it takes a bit more out of them. As you often see when you go and play international football and you see young players going down with cramp because they've maybe ran that wee bit more, there's been a wee bit more pressure on them. So
keen to make an impression.
Yeah.
Chris Eadie back to his feet as we tick ever closer towards full time. Rangers 4-1 to the good and look to be going home with the trophy. Donovan Ferns, is there one last attack in this for Celtic to try and get a second goal? Out to the left it goes to Andrew Kyle. Halo pick up the loose ball. That's good defending there from from Duncan Barlow.
Celtic have worked really hard to try and get into the game, you know, like I say at the start of the second half. But, you know, this last sort of 15-20 minutes, Rangers have done really well to really nullify them, you know, get up from not let them any time in the ball.
Yeah, it's been a controlled second half performance from Rangers, and they got that goal of course on the break, and there is the full-time whistle, and Rangers have won the Club Academy Scotland Under-16s League Cup final with a 4-1 victory over their Glasgow rivals Celtic. A fine victory for Rangers, and they wrestle the trophy away from their Glasgow rivals as they won it last year. But a fine performance from Rangers. Celtic gave it their all as well. Both sides played their hearts out. And in the end, it was Rangers that came out on top.
Yeah, Rangers were great shot. You know, deserved in the end, like I said, at half-time. You know, probably the main difference was maybe quality in the final third, and that's not talking about individual players, it's just the quality of the finishing, or maybe getting more players into the box, just that final pass, you know, because the build-up play from Celtic, you know, had been good, just needed that wee bit more in the final third, maybe the final ball. They got a couple of things, you know, better balls into the box in the second half, and you had more opportunities from, but then I think Rangers then managed the game quite well.
Yeah, so Rangers then 4-1 winners in the end. Josh Gentles with the opening goal, and then Callum Adamson adding a second, and then Cameron Scott adding the third before Dargay managed to get himself a goal back for Celtic. But Rangers deserving winners, a 4-1 win. Stuart Glennie has now left us in the commentary box. He's going down to present the medals and the trophy. But a fantastic win for Rangers in the end. Hopefully we can show you some highlights in a few moments' time. But we are getting ready for the trophy left. It's a disappointing day for Celtic. Let's take a look at the highlights then, or the key moments from this contest. Starting off with the opening goal for Rangers, unfortunate error from Marcus Gill, and a fine finish from Josh Gentles, the Welshman. Still had a lot to do from the edge of the box. Keeper out of position, yes, but still looping it up over the goalkeeper and finding the top corner to give Rangers that 1-0 lead. And soon it was 2-0 into the box. An error there from Ferns, punished by Rangers. Eadie won it back and then played it into the on-rushing Callum Anderson, who took it in his stride and slotted it coolly past Marcus Gill to make it 2-0. Ferns just couldn't quite get the connection he was looking for. Eadie won it. Adamson slotted in the second. And then it was 3-0. Fine ball through from Connor Wiley, and the marauding full-back run of Cameron Scott, adding the third for Rangers as they raced into a 3-0 lead in what was a really competitive opening. Slightly surprising to have Rangers 3-0 up, but as Stuart mentioned earlier, they were more clinical in their finishing, and they deserved their 3-0 lead at that point.
Match officials this afternoon. Let's hear it for referee Evan Morgan, assistant referee
Celtic got one back
and Stuart Robertson,
with a fine free kick from Rhys Dargate, whipping it up high over the goalkeeper, clipping the crossbar on the way through, and that gave the green and white half of Glasgow a little bit of hope. Fine effort from Dargate, up over the goalkeeper and into the back of the net. And the fourth goal that wrapped it up for Rangers. Here it is. Finlay Curtis doing well to get away from Bennett, and then it was all about the individual play, the fresh legs of Lewis Stewart out on that far side, cutting inside and finishing beautifully past the helpless Jamie Meikle in goal. And that was the goals as Rangers came out 4-1 winners.
And now please show your appreciation for the Club Academy Scotland Under-16 League Cup Champions 2022, Rangers.
Well, Celtic have collected their runners-up medals, and here we have the winners of this Under-16s League Cup final, Club Academy Scotland. Stuart Glennie, our co-commentator, handing out the medals and the trophy. Well done to Rangers after a fine performance against their Glasgow rivals here at the Falkirk Stadium. It's been a great game, a great contest, and with the senior football parked to the side, with the World Cup coming up later this afternoon, these youngsters have put on a fantastic show of entertaining, exciting and some quality football. But in the end, Rangers were just a little bit more clinical than their rivals from the other half of the city. And this Glasgow derby
as we lift the trophy, let's see the end for our League Cup final champions, Rangers.
And Rangers have won the Club Academy Scotland Under-16 League Cup final. They wrestle the trophy from Celtic. And we are the champions, please out here in the Falkirk Stadium. A deserving win for Rangers, 4-1 winners, and these youngsters can enjoy a trophy lift, and hopefully for them more trophy lifts to come in their careers, and for Celtic a learning curve. I'm sure they will get a chance to play on the big stage again and try and lift the trophy. It's a learning curve for both sides, but well done to Rangers. Commiserations to Celtic as they now parade the trophy in front of the supporters. Well done to Rangers then. They've got the victory here and they lift the Club Academy Scotland Under-16s League Cup final. That's it from me, Andy Gray and Stuart Glennie in commentary this afternoon. Congratulations to Rangers. They've beaten Celtic to lift the trophy by 4 goals to 1. Thank you.